Welcome to another episode of the Quotes Light and Motivation Podcast. Thank you for joining me. I'm your host, William H. Got a great episode for you today. So let's dive right into the quote for today. But why, some say, the moon? Why choose this as our goal? And they may very well ask, why climb the highest mountain? Why 35 years ago fly the Atlantic? Why does Rice play Texas? We choose to go to the moon. We choose to go to the moon in this decade and do other things, not because they are easy, but because they are hard. End quote. And that is a quote delivered by JFK in September of 1962 at Rice University. So just give a little background. I think everyone knows who JFK is, but I'll give a little background on JFK just in case. John Fitzgerald Kennedy was born May 29th, 1917, and died November 22nd, 1963. He's often referred to by his initials JFK. He was an American politician who served as the 35th President of the United States from 1961 until his assassination near the end of his third year in office. Kennedy served at the height of the Cold War, and the majority of his work as president concerned relations with the Soviet Union and Cuba. A member of the Kennedy family and a Democrat, he represented Massachusetts in both houses of the U.S. Congress prior to becoming president. So you might be thinking, what does this quote have to do with anything? I want to focus on the last part of that quote there, where he says, we choose to go to the moon in this decade and do other things, not because they are easy, but because they are hard. And this, like I said, this was delivered in 1962. The U.S. made it to the moon in 1969. So we did achieve that goal. But I want to talk about doing hard things. That's what the theme is of this episode, doing hard things. Challenging yourself, getting outside of your comfort zone. Doing things that you may not know the outcome of how they will go. I know for me, one of the things that I've been working on just with the whole quarantine and what's going on around the world is making sure that, since I'm working from home, making sure that I get outside every day. So just walking every day. So what is a hard thing that you can do? I think a lot of people struggle with weight. A lot of people struggle with debt. If you watch TV, you're almost guaranteed to see some type of weight loss commercial. So I think it's a constant battle for us to maintain our weight. And even for myself, I kind of made the choice that to help with weight loss, I've been walking every day outside for at least an hour every day. And there's days I don't want to do it, right? There's days that I don't feel like it. But every time I finish the walk, I'm happy that I did it. I always feel good that I did it. And that's not an easy thing to do. I mean, it may be easy for some, but it wasn't easy for me to get into the habit of walking outside every day, putting in, 4+ miles outside, walking, taking an hour of my time to devote to that for my mental health as well as my physical health. Because it's important to get outside when you've been sitting in the house all day, working on a computer or a laptop, So another thing that I've been doing that's a hard thing is fasting, intermittent fasting. So just getting into the habit of doing a 12-hour fast or 16-hour fast at least every day or 5 days a week, just to help with weight control. I read somewhere that fasting is good for you. It's good for your health. It's good to give your body a chance to recover and give your body a break from, constantly putting things in it and constantly working it with digestion and so forth. So that's another thing that I've been doing that was a hard thing, especially in the beginning when you're starting something new, like walking or fasting or whatever, or working on getting out of debt or working on weight loss. It's going to be hard. It's going to be challenging, but The reason you got to keep in mind the reason why you're doing it. You got to keep your goal, the end result. The end result for me walking every day is that I'll have better health, mentally, physically. Same thing with fasting. I'll have better health. I'll feel better about myself. Just achieving hard things. I think achieving hard things. There's a good feeling that you get from achieving hard things. So what can you challenge yourself to work on this week? What hard thing can you work on that you've been delaying that you know you need to put some time and work into? You're also disciplining yourself, right? If you make a commitment to yourself to walk every day or to do anything every day on a regular basis, you're disciplining yourself, right? You're building up your discipline to say, if I make up my mind that I want to do something, I'm going to do it. And that's important to have. That's a good attribute to have, discipline. To be able to say something and commit to it, despite the obstacles, despite how you feel, despite what's going on. So that's something to think about this week. What can you work on to improve your health maybe, or improve your quality of life overall? What can you work on this week? That's a hard thing that you'll be happy you started. Y'all have a good week.